It's been how long?
It's been 2 months.
2 months, y'all. And I feel like, who are we? I have straight hair. Cole's hair is curly, which it was curly before we took our break, but we got it cut and shaped better, so it's just like a nice curly fro-ish look.
We're rocking it. My hair's curly, hers is straight. I have a black shirt with white stripes. She has a white shirt with black stripes.
And we're in a new location.
We are. Not just a new location, a new home.
A new home! As the title says, we moved.
What? What the heck?
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's very confused about that.
I know.
And we'll walk you through the decision and how things have gone. A little spoiler, things have not gone very smoothly.
But we're in a good place. We're in a good place. Just getting here did not go smoothly.
Yeah, it's been a very stressful experience. Very, very stressful experience.
Yeah, well, but like I don't understand why it had to be this stressful. My dad keeps saying something big is going to happen with us making this decision, just because it felt like almost everything tried to stop us from making this decision. But already being where we are, and we'll get more into this, but already being where we are, I feel just a major weight lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah.
It just feels amazing being here.
Me too. This was so stressful that I was beginning to worry I'm gonna start stinking.
Yeah, stress sweat is actually the worst smelling sweat.
I know. Fortunately, we're covered. We've been wearing our Lume deodorant. This video is sponsored by Lume.
Yes, thank you Lume for sponsoring this video. They sent us a bunch of products here.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and we love it because your girl, my stress sweat is out of this world. Cole's obsessed with it. I don't want to smell it. No, thank you.
Unfortunately, Lume's doing too well.
Too well.
I would like a little bit.
No, it's great. Lume was invented by an OBGYN named Shannon Klingman. Lume is clinically proven to block body odor and continues blocking body odor for 72 hours.
Yes, it actually blocks body odor before it starts, which is great. It comes in lots of different delicious scents.
Yeah, this scent right here is toasted coconut, which I think is my favorite. Doesn't it smell so good? You don't
like a bonfire on a beach.
Yeah, you don't like the taste of coconut, but you like the smell of coconut.
I like the smell of toasted coconut.
Toasted coconut. And this one here is a whole body deodorant, which smells like lavender sage. And I love this one too.
Oh.
That one smells. I don't know which one's my favorite. They're both really good.
They are very good. I like the whole body part of it, because they're stinking everywhere. So you gotta, address all the spots.
I mean, you can sweat all over your body, so I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is the whole body deodorant. So it's like a cream, and it goes on, can you see it? And it goes on very smoothly and just blends in. You can just put it wherever on your body. Wow, that is so soft. Wait, seriously, feel it. It's so soft.
It is.
Wow. And then here is the whole body deodorant here, which is the toasted coconut. And again, it just goes on so smoothly. Look at that.
See it.
I know. You know how you put deodorant on and it leaves that white residue? Nope, not with this. And then the other one that is also my favorite is the whole body deodorant. This one is a soft powder scent. And it smells really good. And you can spray it anywhere. Oh my God, it smells like a baby.
It does.
It literally smells
powder.
like a
It's
baby.
the powder, yeah.
It's the powder. So I love all the scents, and I love how you just have no residue when you apply the products.
Lume's Starter Pack Bundle is a great deal for new customers. It comes with a full-size stick deodorant, a cream deodorant tube, or spray deodorant, 2 free products like the wipes or mini body wash, free US shipping, and just for our followers, Lume is offering an extra $5 off when you click the link in the description below and enter code ROLLWITH at checkout. That's a deal of over 40% off.
Yes, thank you so much, Lume, for sponsoring this video and keeping us smelling fresh and clean.
Through the stress.
Through the stress. But yeah, speaking of the stress, this move has just been a lot. And I think we should kind of go to the beginning and talk about, I guess, where we moved to? We haven't mentioned that, huh?
Yeah.
Do we want to say where we moved to?
We moved to Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yeah, you can probably see the snow in the background.
Yeah. Actually, it's Alaska. It's not. Come on, Antarctica.
Yeah,
Seriously, Cole, it's
what I meant.
Alaska.
We're in Kenai, Alaska now. Anyway, no, we're not. We're not in Antarctica. We're not in Alaska. We're in a close third, Minnesota.
We moved to Minnesota.
We moved to Minnesota.
And I know what you're thinking. Wait, why the heck did you move to Minnesota?
Yeah.
Did you Go what?
Well, not just that. They're probably also thinking, weren't y'all just talking about how much you love the weather there in LA?
I know. Why would you move in the middle of the winter?
Yeah. There's a lot of questions, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm like, I have questions in my head. Like, we literally just said that, and I'm like, why the heck do we do this?
Well, yeah.
There are a lot of reasons.
There are a lot of reasons. Oh, man, yeah, that's a good...
Where do you want to start?
I don't know where to start either. I think we should start with why.
You want to start with why?
Yeah, why?
And then kind of go through the process?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like people want to know why first before the whole thing. So we'll start with why. Yeah. Especially because we have videos coming after this video in the next couple of weeks showing the process. So you'll kind of get a feel for that.
A bit of an idea.
A bit of an idea, yeah.
The reason why, I would say chiefly is how expensive LA is. I mean, there's no denying. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people live there. It's an amazing place to be, but it's also difficult. And it's the reason why a lot of people struggle there is because it's so dang expensive.
Yeah.
And Charisma and I loved our house dearly, but I don't know that it made the most sense for us in the long term. We'd like to be able to get ahead and not just grind to stay where we are. Yeah. Which is what we felt like we were doing in LA. We'd like to, you know, start saving, investing, and maybe not have to work forever. You know.
Yeah, that was like, we knew when we went to LA it was going to be expensive. We knew that. Like, we didn't go into move to LA with this idea that we were going to thrive easily, and we knew it was going to be a grind. We knew we were going to have to work, and I want to see if we can find a video of us saying this, but when we talked to our families, we said 3 years is where we're going to see how we feel and then decide from there. But we're going to figure out how to make it to 3 years. Now, when we bought the house, we really wanted to be there for longer. It just didn't work out that way, and that's okay. Life happens, things happen. But we hit our goal of being there at least 3 years, which was November 1st, like this past November, made 3 years in LA, which I'm very proud of us for making it there. Yeah. Like, we did pretty well, and we didn't like struggle per se. I think that we looked at our lives and we decided it just wasn't worth it to be somewhere where we couldn't save, and we want to build like a future financially for us. And if we have children, we want to pass, you know, those finances and that money off to our children. And we couldn't necessarily do it the way we wanted to do it being in LA, unfortunately. Yeah, going into LA, we were seeking opportunities, of course. So I'm sure a lot of people are asking, like, oh, what about the acting stuff? Yeah. Well, because we've left LA, that doesn't mean that is gone. That's still on the table. And actually being somewhere with less financial pressure gives us the freedom to travel to LA if need be, to travel to New York if need be. Plus, we're a lot closer to New York now, which is another big market. So it's not like that's gone. And while we were in LA, we had some great opportunities. Like, you know, the San Diego trip was easier because we were in LA. Pottery Barn. Things happen there, which is great. Yeah. But having left, I also don't feel like we're leaving behind too many opportunities either. Because like I said, the acting goes everywhere, and then our work follows us too. Yeah, and unfortunately, Hollywood just is kind of in a weird spot right now too. Yeah. So we just don't know where that's going, but we will be back in LA. This isn't saying we're never gonna go back to LA. Like, I think there are a lot of reasons for us to go back to LA. There are a lot of opportunities. But we still like LA a lot. We love LA, but we would rather travel there for a few weeks to a month than live there, just because financially it just makes more sense. And I think there's a lot of big known people who do not live in LA. They travel there all the time just because, in California in general, I think there are a lot of people who live elsewhere and just fly into LA when needed, just because it's easier. So yeah. And it's so expensive there. Yeah. Everything's so expensive. We had this idea of moving from LA and leaving for, I don't know, since spring of 2024. Wow. Big spaz. Cole worked out this morning, so I think your muscles just like... My body's like, oh, you gotta repair. So we've had this idea for a while, and we did not decide on Minnesota immediately. We were thinking about moving back home to Virginia. And our hearts initially were open to, you know, whatever. Honestly, yeah. We were down for wherever, to be frank. Because Cole and I want to experience new places and see where we like. I love that our family chose Virginia for us to raise us. But I think now that we're married and we're our immediate family, I think it's time for us to choose the state where we want to live and potentially raise kids if we have children. And so we were open to exploring different states. We went home to Virginia this past summer. And while being there, we realized Virginia just wasn't the state we wanted to reside. Like we love that our parents chose that state for us, but it's just not a place where we want to live the rest of our lives. And so we crossed Virginia off the list and tried to find a place that's closer to Virginia, but not necessarily Virginia.
Yes. And Minnesota came up because obviously Shane and Hannah live here. They're very good friends of ours. They were hyping it up as soon as we shared that we were considering a move.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of similar interests, and if they loved it here, we were like, you know, maybe we would love it here too.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of the reason why we came during our road trip to Minneapolis to explore. And we were looking at condos and we were looking at houses.
Yeah.
On our way back on our road trip, we did not plan on coming to Minneapolis again, but we did anyway because we were starting to feel the pull.
Yes, I think the idea to come back the second time during our road trip was kind of my idea because I wanted to come back and really make sure I felt comfortable in, you know, a new state. Just being a Black woman, I think it was very important for me to feel comfortable. And then Cole, being a disabled man, you wanted to make sure you felt comfortable, and the accessibility was great here. And there was just a lot of things that we wanted to see coming back a second time. Going to LA, we were there for 20 days and we already got a good feel. Plus LA is extremely diverse and we knew the disabled community was big. We knew the Black community was big. We weren't sure about it here in Minnesota, so we wanted to come back and get that feel. But on our way back, Hannah found the most amazing house.
Yeah, this is the unbelievable part of the story because during our road trip, we were like looking at places, but we weren't like all the way committed yet. Well, maybe you were. I wasn't.
I wasn't either.
No?
No, because on the text back, you literally saw me send, remember I was texting Shane and Hannah like, oh, I don't know if I feel comfortable there, and I was sending them all these articles about living in Minnesota, and I was so unsure, and we were on edge.
Yeah, we were on the fence a bit, and then when we came back, like Charisma said, Hannah found this house, and she's like,
hey, y'all should check this out. It's like 30 minutes from us. It says it's accessible. You should go look at it.
So we were like, sure, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Whoa. It was an incredible experience seeing this house because it's completely accessible.
Yeah.
More accessible probably than any home I've lived in.
Probably.
Including my parents' homes that they've renovated to make accessible for me.
Yeah.
This house is unbelievable.
No, I wouldn't even say probably. It's 100% more accessible because there are things in this house that I didn't even think about doing for accessibility that I'm like, oh my gosh, duh, that makes sense. Oh my goodness, duh, that makes sense. Half of these things weren't even considered in the house that your parents renovated and the two houses that we renovated.
Didn't even know there were options.
No.
This home was custom built, and we don't know much about the story of who lived here, but it's clear that it was custom built with accessibility in mind. And for this kind of home to be built with such accessibility is something we've never discovered. And having moved about 12 times in 4 years.
Yeah, that's an exaggeration. It's been 4 times in
7 years.
7 years, 7 years, yeah.
Since we've moved so much, we've looked at a lot of listings and apartments and condos. Like, we've looked at so much, and we've never come across a home like this. In fact, and I've shared this story a lot, when we looked at the house for the first time, after rolling around for about 30 minutes, it was such a surreal experience for me that it was like became emotional. I was literally sitting in this house, like feeling tears well in my eyes, because I've never, ever gotten to experience coming into a home that I'm considering buying and not having to stress about how we're going to make that work, how we're going to make this work, how am I going to get into that space, how are we going to put swing away hinges on that door. Like, it's so, I didn't realize how much that was weighing on me whenever.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It was really weighing on Cole.
Really weighing on me. I didn't realize how much that was weighing on me and how much it was taking away from what somebody else's experience, someone not disabled, gets to experience when they walk through a house for the first time.
Yeah.
And all of that kind of hit me at once because I could go into every room, I could go onto the patio, onto the deck, I could go into the garage, I can come through the front Like,
Front door. You can come through the front door.
I've never been able to do that.
Never been able to come through a front door.
So it all crashed on me at once, and I was like, wow. It felt like a home.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just such a cool experience, and that was kind of what sealed it for me. Just having that moment, I was like, yeah, I am ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
And seeing Cole experience that was just so exciting for me too. Like Cole said, we've never had a move-in ready home. We've renovated every single home we've purchased.
You've always wanted to move in like a turnkey home.
Oh my gosh.
Always wanted it.
Always, because it's so less, it's not stressful. And I think that's something like, dating you, I've learned, because it's something that we've never had. Most people don't have to think about unless they're disabled. Most people can find a home that's move-in ready and they don't have to do anything to it. When you have a disability, there's always something you have to think about changing, because most homes aren't built for disabled people, especially wheelchair users. And so experiencing this was just so real. We're like, oh my gosh, this is what most people experience. This is amazing.
It's like, wow, not disabled people have it so easy.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's just definitely a different experience. Yeah, when we saw this house, it just kind of solidified everything for us. It was just kind of, how could we say no? How could we turn this down? Because it just made sense. It made sense. If we had not found this house, I don't know if we would be here.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would absolutely agree with that. And stick around, because we're going to do a video showing all of the features that make this home super...
Today?
No.
Oh. You said stick around, and like I thought it was going to be this video. I was like, oh, this is going to be a long video.
Yeah, you ready? Let's
No,
start
take the
walking
camera
around.
around.
No, we're going to do a whole video on that, because there's a lot to go through and show. Yeah, this house is just so cool. And I have something in my eye.
Oh, tears.
Probably. No, I had tears in my eyes when he tried to cut my trach hole hairs this morning. That was
Never
traumatic.
again. He asked me. Let's
I
clarify.
asked. I regret that I asked. Because it was traumatic.
He has a lot of long hairs there in his hole. If you know Cole, Cole doesn't like his hole. And he asked me to cut it with scissors. And I'm like, okay, but you have to be still.
Immediate regret.
Immediate.
It was a terrible idea. So much trauma. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, we'll show off all the features that we love about this house. That's what solidified it for us.
Yeah.
And from that point, we were like, all right, let's do it. Let's make moves.
Yeah.
And so we went home from the road trip, and right away we got to preparing our house to be put on the market.
Yes.
Because this home, we knew we wanted to move on quick. We did not want to lose it.
Yes. So with this home, they actually had an offer but couldn't come to terms with the price. And this home is so unique. Again, we want to show this in another video, but there are things accessibility-wise that this house has that I think someone who doesn't need it may kind of get turned off by it, because there's a lot of things that they'll have to take off.
They wouldn't understand.
Yes.
And so they would get rid of it, which would be expensive.
Yes, which would be expensive. So I think that they didn't get a lot of offers on this home because of the accessibility. So
Just fine with me.
yeah, it worked out for us though, because we were able to make an offer with a contingency of selling our home, which sometimes is very hard to do, because you have to sell your home in order to buy a home with a contingency. People who are selling their home don't really want to deal with that. They just want to get it over with. It's a little risky, but because they had no other offers, they're like, okay, and we offered asking price. So they were on board with it, which is allowed us, 2 months? I think we made an offer end of November, and we said we were going to close like January 15th or something.
You're better with the details. There were so many details with
So
this whole
many.
process that my brain began to fog over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were some things on our house in California, like the solar, for example, that also made the whole sale just even more difficult and slow and more red tape, like you said, to the point where we were starting to get worried if we were going to get the deal done in time.
Just quickly, the solar issue, we bought a house with solar that was leased. Probably will never don't recommend it. Like, it's just so complicated. And then the solar company literally went bankrupt a couple of months before we decided to sell our home, and we're in the process of being acquired by another company, which slowed everything down. And in order to close on the house, you have to close on the solar lease transfer. So it just disrupted everything. We had one open house over the weekend, had about 60 groups of people come to our open house, and we had 5 offers. We accepted one offer, and basically they backed out of it because they didn't want to deal with the solar.
After like 2 or 3 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks. Wasted everyone's time.
Yeah.
So that was very, very frustrating. But fortunately, because we had a lot of offers, like she said, we were able to pick up another one, get the process started again, and go from there.
But the issue with the other one is that they also were contingent on selling their home.
Right.
So it added so much.
That expanded the puzzle, and there are lots of pieces that had to be put in place to get everyone's deals done.
Yeah. So, but they had already sold their home pretty much, but they couldn't close until they found another home. And so it worked out for them. They're like, yes, we found a home, so they can close on their home, close on our home, we can close on this home. We were the last piece of the puzzle, though. Like, everyone had their thing done, and we were the last piece closing on this home.
So we finally got everything in order. We were rocking and rolling. All the deals were about to close. Well, our buyers first, and that would have, created the domino effect that allowed everybody to finish their deals. However, at the last moment, the wildfires hit LA. So now, in the midst of figuring this out, our stuff is like moved out of our house at this point. We're living in an ADU in Shanahanna's, basically in the garage. No, I'm just kidding. It's a very nice ADU.
It's very nice.
The fires hit, which was very scary. We didn't know what to expect. Our house was 5 blocks away from one of the evacuation warning zones. So not an evacuation zone, but a warning zone. And this is like right when everything's closing. So now we're like, well, shoot, is this going to disrupt the close entirely? Like, are the buyers going to like pull some wildfire contingency out of nowhere?
We didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, it was very scary.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it didn't have an effect on our sale. However, Charisma and I left LA because we were seeing the ash fall from the sky. We were like, we should get out of here. We should move on.
I had the worst headache because of the fires. Hannah did too. Shane was coughing. Like, we were just so impacted. Obviously not as impacted as people who lost their homes, and our hearts go to the LA community and people who have lost their homes, because it was so devastating. And we're fortunate that we could escape. But it was just a reason for us to be like, okay, we're done with LA. Like, let's go. Because it felt like every sign was just in our face. Leave LA, leave LA. And so we're like, okay, we're done. Let's go.
So we drove out of LA while it was burning and drove to the tundra where it is snowing.
Yeah.
So on that road trip, we have experienced all the weathers.
Yeah, this is a video that we're gonna post later. We won't go into details, but a lot went down during this time.
So we're in Minnesota now, and right when the buyer's deal is supposed to go through, we hear from our realtor.
The day before, guys. The day before we were supposed to close on our home in California.
We're in a hotel, our things are about to arrive any moment, and we're informed that the loan officer for our buyer let her license expire. And because she needed to be like reprocessed to, get her license back, she had to get her thumbprint processed. All the paperwork was fine, but that was the last piece, and that wouldn't happen for about a week or something.
A week, yeah.
And no other loan officer could take over and just like sign, even though everything was done, because they would have to completely catch up themselves on the case, which would take like 2 weeks apparently.
Yeah, so it was quicker to wait for her thumbprint to be approved. It was frustrating because our agent told us it's like every 6 years or something like that. She had plenty of warning, and it's just really frustrating that she allowed that to happen.
So frustrating. Like, literally, we're at the finish line.
Yeah.
And so now we have to extend our stay in a hotel.
10 days.
We have to talk to our movers about delaying the shipment. And we have to also talk to this house's owner to be like, hey, sorry, like, we're going to have to push back our close. So she wanted something for that.
By a week, yeah.
So all of a sudden, we have like way more expenses, way more frustration, way more stress, way more deodorant. Like right at the finish line, come on.
Yeah, it was overwhelming. And then on top of that, my dad was flying in to help us, and so thank goodness for his flexibility, because we had rescheduled his flight like 2 different times because everything kept changing on us. But finally, 7 days later, they closed on our California house, and we closed on this house literally the same day. Like, I think we closed on this house before California finished.
It might have. I don't know. Once we could finally move, we started moving, and we got the deal done, and we moved out of the hotel. We moved into our real residence, not the residence inn.
Yes.
I'm just so grateful that we're finally settled. We're finally here.
Yeah.
And it feels as good to me now, waking up in this house, as it did when we saw it that day.
I know, it feels so good. Like, we look at each other every single day and we're like, this just feels like home. It feels so good. I love this house. I've been cooking in the kitchen. I love the kitchen. Like, we just love everything about this home. It's very special. And last night, Cole looked at me and asked if there was anything I miss about our LA home. And the only thing I miss is the dog door and the gate, like, fenced backyard for Sophie. That's literally the only thing.
That's like, I don't know what I miss. I mean, I miss the house. Like, it was a great house.
It was a good house.
We would have stayed in it probably, you know, if like we were billionaires or something. But I'm glad that we came here because I love this. I think I would put it over that house, I think.
Oh, 100%. I don't even question that. Like, we put out our love and our heart and soul into the California house, renovating it. I think I miss the fact that we put so much energy into that house because the first house we renovated, your brother's in.
Yeah.
So we could see that house whenever. We'll probably never be able to see this house again.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't feel as connected to that house as I did the house your brother's in.
Well, you also did a lot of the labor. Like, our
Yes.
family did a lot of the labor in that house.
Yes, we did do it personally.
We just hired someone for this one.
We did. That's very true.
Yeah. I don't have any regrets.
No.
I know, like, we've talked about this a lot too, is like, our time in LA was great. And I'm excited to go back to LA. Like, I loved it there. I don't regret anything. I think it was a fantastic 3 years, and I'm always going to look back on that time for the rest of our lives happily.
Yeah, I would do it all over again. I would literally do it all over again, buy the same house, renovate it, and do this whole process. Like, I don't think I would change anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It
'Cause
was a great experience.
Yeah, it really was. Like, our Halloween party that we had in the California house, we wouldn't have been able to do that in an apartment, and that was a really fun party.
That was awesome. That was a great
Yeah.
time. It was a good chapter.
It was a good chapter.
And now we're on this chapter, and I'm excited to see where this leads.
I'm excited to see where this leads to. I think this is where we're meant to be. I don't want to say this is our forever home because we've said that before and things have changed.
We should just stop saying that.
So I'm not going to say that.
But I will. I think it's our forever home.
It feels different. I
Yeah.
can't explain it, but it feels different. So different.
And it's way less expensive here.
Yeah, it is. It's just better for so many reasons.
Yeah.
And Sophie loves it. I'm sure people
my
are
gosh.
wondering about Sophie.
She's obsessed with the snow. The first like 2 days, she was like, what the heck is this cold stuff on my feet? She was picking her feet up a little bit. And this is after we put her shoes on. She hates the stupid shoes. But now that I think she's adjusted and realized the cold isn't going to kill her, she is zooming all over the place. She's having a blast.
We have all these, we filmed everything, but literally the first like day we were here, she zoomed. It took so long for her to zoom in our California house.
That's true. That's a good point.
She zoomed immediately when we got here.
She was ready to zoom.
Ready.
I think it was the snow and the cold. She was just like, I just want to run.
Yeah, she loves it. So she's been adjusting well. I think the hotel was the hardest part for her. But since we've been here, she's been adjusting really well. And I think we've adjusted really well.
Oh, yeah. Once we got our stuff in, I've felt like so comfortable.
Me too.
So comfy, cozy.
There's still so much unpacking we have to do, but we've done a lot. We can take our time with the rest of the stuff.
Let's see, you want to do some of that right now?
Maybe I'll take a little break and then I will be unpacking after this video, so yeah.
There's more work. There's so many boxes. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable how many boxes.
282.
After all the stuff we got rid of at our house. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, there it is. Y'all are probably like thinking, I thought y'all were supposed to be on a break. Why did you do an incredible amount of work and go through a stressful thing?
We were on a break because of this, guys. Like, we knew we could not maintain our channel. And so we were like, let's just take a break. We've never taken a break. It'll be good for our mental health, but also allow us to focus on this move because was too much.
Even without the move, we needed the break.
We needed it.
We just decided, during this break, why not go through one of the most stressful things someone can go through?
Yeah.
And move across the country again.
Yeah. Never gonna do this again. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to do it again. I'm done. It was just too much.
It was a lot.
Yeah. But we're happy to be here.
I can't believe this thing is still in my eye.
Really? Let me see.
Yeah.
Where?
Am I okay?
Where is it?
Maybe kiss it, make it better. It's gone. Is it in your mouth?
No, but you had like a goober on your eye, and I kissed it, and it was really wet.
You just wipe it.
Yeah, it's yours. Let me see. Is it gone? Look up. Look down. Look to the left. Right. I don't see anything.
You should be an eye doctor.
Want me to see it again?
Yeah. Are you gonna blow in it?
Yeah.
No. Don't do that. Anyway, what were we saying?
I don't know, we're just happy. I'm happy here. And I think a lot of people are gonna see this video and have a lot of opinions, which is fine.
Nothing new.
Yeah, when we moved to California, we had the worst opinions, honestly. Everyone hates California, apparently. So hopefully maybe it's not as hateful towards Minnesota. Here's what I think our people are gonna ask. One, how are you managing with the cold, especially cold, not being able to regulate his body temperature? We'll definitely go into more detail about that. I think we talk about it some in the videos that are coming in the next couple of weeks.
Because it's cold here. There ain't no denying it.
No denying that at all.
It's cold.
How we are adjusting, how Sophie adjusting, and then foster care. I think that's going to be a big question because we were fostering in California. How does that translate here? So there's a lot to talk about. This video is so long. I don't think we should keep going here.
Yeah, no, we'll cover things in the future now that we're back. We're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out and coming back after this 2-month
hiatus.
Hiatus is probably a better word than break.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a break for us outside of YouTube.
Yeah, we still filmed though, so
yeah.
I don't know.
It wasn't really any kind of break.
No, it wasn't. But we needed to do what we needed to do. And I do feel better getting back to YouTube though. Like I feel like it was helpful. Yeah,
I agree with that. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Please stick around. We're gonna show you all the things here. Very excited to show off this house.
Yeah.
Because it's so cool.
Yeah, this house and like the whole process. Next week we're gonna show you our last few weeks in LA and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of content coming the next couple weeks. So please watch it.
Yeah, hang out with us.
Yeah.
Oh,
what do we say?
I already said thanks for watching.
Oh, okay.
You forgot?
No, it's been so long. No, I'm just kidding. We did it in all these other videos we were doing. Go, can you say thanks for watching again?
Okay, that'll help you. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay positive.
Woo!
Bye. Thanks for supporting us in our new home. Yeah. Oh, I didn't think I did that well. There we go.